Hi guys, welcome to the main, and we're going to start off on all fours, so starting off in a press up position. If you find that you can't do press up, your wrists are not good enough, your shoulders, knees too painful, then you will need one of the band. You'll be working in reverse. So I'm going to lie down on my back, pop the band around the rib cage, and I'll be pushing my way up to the ceiling. So still trying to get some work done through the arms. If I can stay up on all fours, then setting yourself in a boxer position. The hands are directly below the shoulders, the knees are directly below the hips. I'm going to bend the elbows and then coming forward into the arms, I'm going to aim for the nose to go past the hands. So as I lower myself down, I want my nose to be in front of my hands. And I'm going to push away, come back, and then try again. If that feels easy enough, then I'm going to shuffle the knees a little bit further, extending in a 3/4 position, and then I'm going to come down, making sure that the belly's holding tight, the back is still in neutral, I'm not sagging, I'm not collapsing through the hips, I'm working through the arms. If I can progress it further, then I'm going to come up onto the toes, locking the legs are nice and straight, bending the elbows again, making sure that it's still the chest that is going up, never your thighs, so it's not a flop through the middle. So choosing the option that suits you better, and then I'm going to lower myself down. Pushing the floor away, feeling the front of the chest, the back of the arm, the front of the shoulder, all working together. For you working on the back using the band, if you want to make it more challenging, see if you can lift one leg up into tabletop, so holding that leg there, actively working through the belly, pushing through the arm. If I want to make it more challenging, then I'll be picking up the other leg, holding the legs nice and sharp, driving my way up through the arms. 3, 2, 1, and easing back, pushing back into shell, unloading the wrist, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms. I'm happy with my options. I'm happy in the box, I'm happy with the 3/4, I'm happy with the full press up. I can only do a few press ups in the full position, then I need to drop down onto the knees. So chop and change whenever you need to, have the rest whenever you need to. We're going to try again exactly the same as before. So choose your option, down on your back, up on the hands and knees, a full 3/4 box press up, just making sure that it's the arms that are working. So bending the elbows, coming down with the chest, think of the nose, tapping the mat in front of the hands, pushing away, and then trying again. 2. And back. Remember to breathe, whichever way around you want to breathe, as far as you are breathing. 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep locking through that belly. Don't let the belly hang. Don't let the hips flop. The thighs off the ground at all time. Last one. And releasing back. Pushing back into shell, unloading the wrist, relaxing the shoulders, releasing the arms. There's a little bit more connection through the arms. I can feel them working. I can feel the belly supporting me from underneath. I'm going to try one more time. So you got your options. Choose the one again that suits you better. So nice and solid through the shoulders, connecting the shoulder blades to the back of the rib cage. The belly tucked in, the back is in neutral. Choose your weapon and lowering the chest down. Not the thighs, not the belly. Push the floor away. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last time. And releasing back. Pushing back into shell again, unloading the wrist, relaxing the shoulders, Stretching through the arms, there's a little bit more connection into the shoulders, there's some connection into the belly too. I'm going to try and focus on the other end to see if I can get the legs a little bit more involved. So this time I'm going to come up onto my forearms and knees, so allowing the wrist a little rest. The same as before, if I can't go up on my knees, so I can't come up on all fours, then I'm going to lie down on the front. So if you're down on the front, it'll be a standard hip extension. So I'm just going to extend through the hip, making sure that the movement is coming from your hip joint, not from the back. So the back is not arching, the pelvis is not twisting, it's just the leg that is moving into the hip socket. So it's the back of the bum and the front of the thigh working together. If you're up on all fours, I'm going to drop down onto the forearms, and then same as on the press up, locking the shoulders against the back of the rib cage, so making sure that I'm not sagging in the middle. Shuffle the knees nice and close together. I'm going to take a deep breath in, and then as I breathe out, I'm going to extend that right leg away. Straightening up the leg, feeling the front of the thigh tensing. I'm going to start lifting the leg until I can feel that the right hip is fully extended, so it's fully open. Making sure that the back is not collapsing in the middle, so I'm not sinking into the arms. I'm trying to pull away so hard that I find that there is very little weight actually going through my arms. The arms are there just to prevent me from falling on my face. I'm going to ease that leg back, and then with the left I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to extend away, reach longer, see if I can try and draw that line from the head all the way to the foot, easing back, and then switching to the other side again. 2 and change. 3 and change. See if you can think of working slowly, nice and controlled movement, so it's not a jerk, it's not a kick out. See if I can be aware of the strong tension into the back of the hip, into the back of the bum, helping me to extend the hip joint. The strong tension into the front of the thigh, helping me to lock the knee. And then the belly connected, preventing me from sagging in the middle. The shoulders connected, preventing me from falling on my face. We're going to try one more time on each side. And releasing back. Pushing back into shell, stretching the hips as far back as you can, trying to create a nice stretch going around the back of the hips, the lower back and the back of the bum. If I can't go back onto the knees, then I'm just going to roll over onto my side or roll over onto the back, and then hugging the knees to the chest, so getting the same stretch going around the hips but without the pressure onto the knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. So I've got nice good connection through the hips into the legs. The 2, I'm going to change the effort. I'm going to bring it to the front of the leg and the front of the belly a little bit more. So rolling over onto your side, setting yourself into side line. The arm is extended away, the head is resting on the arm. If I find that I can't do that, my shoulder is not good, then you can use anything. A towel, a block. I'm just going to move my arm out to the way, to the side. The head is supported, the shoulder is in a more comfortable position there. Once you're happy that the arm is set, then setting the legs. I'm going to extend both legs away, kicking the feet forward ever so slightly. So if I look down, I should be able to see the feet. The back is straight, the hips are square and the shoulders are level too. The tendency on the side line is to collapse from the rib cage, so everything kind of like roll forward and drops down. Think of creating a little gap underneath the side of the waist. So I'm going to try and push the top hip away from me, and then see if I can get the bottom of the rib cage or the side of the rib cage to try and lift away from the ground. I'm not pushing into the arm to do that. I'm just trying to connect into the side of the belly, so the obliques are working to support me. Maintaining that connection strong underneath, that tension at the front, I'm going to place that top arm down on the mat in front. I'm going to start reaching long into the top leg. So think of that leg being pulled out of the hip socket until you feel that the foot is level with the hip. Once the leg is set at that height, then keeping it there, I'm going to start drawing little circles with my foot on the wall opposite. See if you can be aware of the leg moving into the hip socket, not the pelvis, or all of the body to be rocking forward and back with the leg. So see if I can keep holding the hips steady and then just turning the leg around. Notice where the leg is going. Is it just circling at the front? Can I take it to the back as well? Just a little movement, but see if I can feel that tension change into the front of the hip as the leg takes the circles to the front, to the side of the hip as it goes up, to the back of the bum as it goes behind. Reversing the circles, going around the other way, making sure that the side of the belly still pulls up, the rib cage is still holding, I'm not sagging, I'm not collapsing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing down. Letting the knee slip forward, giving the hip a little tap, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. So a little bit more connection through the side and into the hip. I'm going to do exactly the same thing to the other side. So when you're ready, swinging the legs to the front, pushing yourself up into sitting, and then switching yourself around the other way. Taking the block with you if you need the block, and then lying down onto the other side. So the head is supported. The back is straight, to see if I can create that lift into the side of the rib cage, the connection into the side of the belly, into the front of the belly. The legs are straight. If I look down again, I can see my feet, I can see my toes, the top arm down in front of you. I'm going to reach long into the top leg, lengthening through, lengthening out of the hip socket. And then once that I can see or I can feel that the leg is nice and level to the floor, then I'm going to start drawing my circles. Don't point the foot too hard. If you're not used to it, it might cramp up. See if you can notice all of the hip work in front, side and back. If you find that I can't feel the back of the bum, it's normally because you're keeping the circle at the front. See if you can try and go for a nice full range at the hip. Side of the belly still connected underneath, the front of the belly still working at the front. Reversing the circles, going the other way. Done. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing down. Letting the knee slip forward, giving the hip a little tap, releasing the hip, releasing the leg. I'm going to give the side of the leg a little bit of a stretch, so rolling over onto your back. I'm going to extend that left leg away along the floor, curling the right leg up into the chest. With that left hand, with the opposite hand, I'm going to hook into the leg, shin, knee, thigh. You will have to play with it to find that position that gives you the better stretch. Right arm, I'm going to open it to the side, keeping that shoulder down into the ground. I'm going to start gently pulling the leg across to the front of the body. As soon as the back of the bum starts lifting off the ground, try not to let it go any higher. So holding the hips are there, I'm going to pull with the arms, see if I can create traction. Hip replacement, you're taking the leg across the middle line as far as it feels safe. Go for it. If I feel doesn't feel right, then I'm just going to ease on the pull. If I hold on to the shin, it changes the direction of the pull. If I hold on to the thigh, it changes the direction of the pull. If I bring the leg higher, if I take the leg lower, it changes the pull. So see if you can try and find that position that gives you the better stretch down the side of the hip into the back of the bum. Done. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and easing back. Extending that leg away along the floor, Bending that left knee, right hand to the leg, left arm out to the side to counterbalance. And then gently pulling the leg across to the front of the body until you can feel that stretch coming down the side of the leg, side of the hip. Again, playing with the position of the hand, playing with the angle at the hip until you feel that you've got the stretch in the right place. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and easing back. Giving the legs a little walk, a little shake, as a little bit more activation into the side. I'm going to try and bring it to the front a little bit more. So bending the knees, walking the feet up and towards you. Feet and knees about to hips width apart, the back is in neutral. Hip bones and pubic bone nice and level at the top. The lower back is soft, just slightly lifted from the ground. Ribcage, shoulders, the head down. Again, if I feel that I need a little support behind the head, I'm just going to use a towel, jumper, anything to bring the head up slightly. Making sure that the neck is comfortable. Connecting the center, I'm going to lift my right leg up into tabletop. Just making sure that the pelvis doesn't tip to the right as you do so. The knee is directly above the hip, but the shin is nice and parallel to the ground. So it's not dropping, it's not sagging, it's not dangling down. If I feel safe and comfortable doing so, then I might pick up the left leg too. So one or both legs lifted. If you're lifting both legs and making sure that you're holding through the belly and through the hips, so there is no strain on the back. If the back is straining, the left foot comes down. I'm just going to stick to the single leg for the time being. So one or both legs are lifted, the belly connected through. I'm going to take a deep breath in to prepare. As I breathe out, I'm going to start raising the arms up and towards the ceiling and then start reaching them behind. See if you can be aware of taking just the arms back, not your chest too. So my rib cage is not suddenly flaring, the back is not arching, the ribs are not sticking out. To see if I can maintain the connection between the rib cage and the belly, making sure that it's just the arms that are moving. So it could be a very long reach, it could be a very short reach, it doesn't matter. It's whatever it is. I'm going to ease the arms back. And then I'm going to try again, exhaling the arms behind to see if I can encourage the ribcage to soften, the lower ribs to connect a little bit better with the belly, preventing the back from arching. The arms are moving together, so they're going to the same place. So if one is stiffer than the other, then the stiff side will be leading that movement, as I don't want to create pain or discomfort into that shoulder. 5, 4, 3. Legs are still sharp, the belly is still active, the back is still nice and relaxed. 2. And then last one, I'm going to reach the arms as far back as I can. Don't let them touch the floor. Keep them suspended, keep them hanging. The connection at the top of the belly is there, the connection at the bottom of the belly is there. If I feel that I can make the movement or the hold a little bit stronger, then I'm going to extend the right leg away. Don't drop it, making sure that you can at least see the foot. And then hold and steady there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and easing back. Returning the arms down by the side, lowering the right leg, releasing the left if it's lifted. Extending the legs away, extending the arms away, allowing the front of the belly, the front of the hips a little bit overstretched. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and easing back. Then I'm going to try exactly the same thing but holding the left leg. So if I was doing double, I'll be still holding double. On the extension, I'll be extending that left side. So bending the knees, walking the feet up and towards you, resetting your neutral, same as before. The left leg comes up into tabletop. If I feel safe and comfortable doing so, I'll pick up the right leg too. All in the belly, all in the hips, and none in the back. I'm going to relax, the arms are down by the side, and then when you're ready, inhale to prepare. As you exhale, start reaching the arms behind. The same as you did on the other leg, the same as you did before, making sure that the arms are not pulling on the rib cage, so I don't feel my ribs are suddenly flaring and lifting up. I don't feel my chest being pulled towards my chin, towards my face. So keeping the rib cage soft to the front of the throat, nice and long, nice and open, nice and relaxed. Little reach with the arms, making sure that you're not clenching your teeth, you're not grinding, you're not shrugging the shoulders. It's a nice loose reach right and left aside. Just focusing on that connection, but from the bottom ribs it goes down into the belly. See if I can keep that connection strong, making sure that the rib cage doesn't start flaring. 5, 4, 4, legs still holding sharp, 3, nothing in the back, all the tension at the front of the belly, front of the hips, 2, last one. We're going to hold the arms behind, keep them loaded, and then same as on the other side. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, then I'm going to extend that left leg away, making the leg a little bit longer, a little bit heavier, just making sure that from where the head is on the floor you can see at least the foot, so the leg is not dropping down to the ground, where will be just your bum wedging it off the mat. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and easing back. Returning the arms, lowering the left to releasing the right leg if it's lifted, extending the legs away, extending the arms away, stretching down the front, stretching down the side of the body. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and raising back. Returning the arms back by the side, bending the knees, walking the feet up and towards you, and then just working in reverse. The feet and knees about the hips width apart, so they're not together, they're not touching. The back is in neutral to begin with, the arms are nice and relaxed down the side of the body. I'm going to push down through the soles of the feet, feeling the back of the bum tensing. See if I can keep driving up through the hips, feeling the front of the hips opening up or going up into that full extension. Picture a line going from your knees down the thighs, through the hips, through the body, through the chest. Exactly the same as you did for your movement before, making sure that the rib cage is not flaring, so my weight is not going into my shoulders, it's not my back arching and driving. The rib cage is still soft, the ribs are still connected with the belly. To come down, I'm going to roll my way down. The rib cage goes down first, tilting the pelvis back, encouraging the lower back to lengthen. I want my lower back to touch the ground before my hips and before my bum gets on the floor. All the way back into neutral, and then I'm going to squeeze my way up into that lift again. So driving with the glutes, driving through the back of the bum, back of the legs, opening up the front of the hips, so picturing your thighs reaching out of your hip socket, and then I'm going to roll my way down to come back. Rib cage first, lower back to follow, back of the hips, the back of the bum, all the way back into neutral. If you find that the back of the leg starts tightening, so I can feel that it's crumping up or it's on the verge of a crump, then notice the glutes, notice the bum on that side. Normally if the bum is lazy and it's not working, then the hamstring will have to work twice as hard. See if you can be aware of the back of the bum really squeezing to drive that lift. So taking the load off the hamstring, taking the load off the back of the leg. If I feel that the movement, especially on the way down, feels quite smooth or quite loose, I want to make it more challenging, then I'm going to change the position before I roll down. So I'm going to squeeze my way up into extension, holding the lift there, raising the arms up, and then I'm going to reach the arms behind. I'm aiming for the arms to sit on the floor by the side of the head. Then keeping the arms there, I'm going to roll down with the same control. So I still want the rib cage to go down first, the lower back to follow through, the back of the hips to the back of the bum, last thing to touch the ground. Returning back into neutral, bring the arms back by the side. As you're taking the arms behind, you're putting your upper back into extension. So that makes it harder now to roll that down. So especially the lower back, if there is a stiffness there, you will find that you can get the back of the ribcage to touch the ground, and then it feels as if it's just like a huge lump just dropping on the floor. See if you can slow down the movement to see if you can try and get the segmental control through. If you find that my back is too stiff, I can't do that, I seems to be just missing the lower back or just dropping down too quickly with a massive bit of the back, then allowing the arms to adjust. So I'm going to squeeze my way up, I'm going to reach the arms behind, I'm going to start rolling down, and then I know that as I reach this point, that's where I feel that I'm losing the control. I'm just going to let the arms come up ever so slightly, see if I can try and regain control, keep my roll going. All the way back into neutral, and then I'm going to return the arms back by the side. And then your aim will be, every time that you roll down, to be able to lift the arms less and less and less, until eventually you'll be able to keep them on the floor. We're going to try one more time. So squeezing up into your bridge, raising the arms up, reach them behind, and then rolling down, keeping the arms down if you can, allowing the arms to lift just enough to be able to feel the back coming down in order, all the way back into neutral. Returning the arms down by the side, giving the legs a little walk, making sure that the back of the leg doesn't feel too stiff, too tight, and then I'm going to stretch actively into the back of the leg, keeping the left knee bent, extending the leg away if you can. I'm going to curl the right knee up into the chest and then hooking the hands behind that right thigh. I'm going to take a deep breath in, and then as I breathe out, I'm going to extend that leg up and towards the ceiling. So the arms are preventing the leg from dropping away from me, so I want the leg to stay closed. So they are my kind of like stopper. So I can't let the leg go any further than this. I can bring it closer, but I can't let it go any further away. I'm going to extend it as much as I can. It doesn't matter if it doesn't go straight, as far as you're trying to straighten it. Flexing the foot as deep as possible, creating a little traction into the back of the calf too. Then I'm going to relax the foot, and then bending the knee, allowing the shin to drop. I'm going to try again. Watch the leg as it extends on the next one, making sure that it's not twisting. So making sure that as I look at the leg, the knee, the hip and the foot are all along the same line. The leg doesn't look as if it's zigzagging. Flexing the foot to see if I can encourage more stretch into the back of the calf. And then I'm going to release the foot, bend the knee, allowing the shin to drop. I'm going to try one more time. Extending away the leg, straightening up as much as you can. Flexing the foot as deep as you can. Now this time, if you can, let go with the arms, and then holding the leg in place for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, keep it straight, keep it long, 4, 3, pulling down with the foot, 2, last one, and releasing down, extending the leg away, allowing the hip of the leg to relax. I'm going to do the same thing with the left side. So bending the left knee, curling the left leg up and towards you, hooking the hands behind the thigh, so the leg Can't go any further than the arms can reach. Extending that left leg away, straightening up the knee as much as I can, flexing the foot as deep as possible, noticing difference between this side and the other. And I'm going to release the foot, bend the knee, allow the shin to drop, and then trying again. Extending the knee, see if I can straighten up the leg a little bit more, flexing the foot a little bit deeper, releasing the foot, bending the knee, allowing the shin to drop. One more time, straightening up the leg as much as you can, flexing the foot as deep as it'll go, holding it steady. If you can, let go with the arms, keeping the leg there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release and back. Extending the legs away, letting the feet flop out, the hips, the knees, the thighs are nice and loose. When you're ready, reaching forward into the arms, tilting the chin to the chest, lifting the head, lifting the shoulders, strong through the center, all the way back up to the top. Using the arms to help if you need, rolling over onto the side and pushing if you know that you can't. As you get to the top, taking the legs to the front, finding a comfortable seated position, taking a deep breath in, reach up, stretch up, and release, and again lift and drop. One more time, lift up, stretch it up, lifting the shoulders, lifting the arms as high as you can, dropping the shoulders down and away from the head. One hand to the belly, one hand to the back. Take your bow, give yourself a clap on that. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I'll see you all on to the next one.